Afam and Sam are being educational.
What's up? What's going on, everybody? What is going on? Welcome, Karibuni. Welcome to the 30% podcast. Welcome.
No, I'm just laughing because you did multiple octaves. Sorry, carry on.
Oh, did I? Yeah, just very talented over here. Welcome to the 30% podcast. I am Sam. I'm here with the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Mbuzi mwenyewe. That sounds more like an insult than anything.
Thank you.
The greatest of all time, Afam Ifuna. And yeah, this is what, episode 74. Episode 74. Shout out to everyone who's listening to us. Let's just start there. Shout out to everyone who is listening to us. And shout out to everyone who's listening to us on Spotify. Shout out to everyone who's listening to us on Apple Music. Afam, do you know what Apple is in Swahili? I did some research this week. Because I was going to freak it. Do you know what Apple is in Swahili? You get points. I'll buy you a...
Isn't it like tufaha? Something like that.
Yeah. Well, shout out to everyone who's listening. Afam got it right. Great. Good. Congratulations.
Yes!
Good job.
What the fuck? Fire.
Congratulations. Shout out to everyone who's listening to us on Tufaha podcasts. That's not very good. And on Google Podcasts, which, by the way, I realized is dying because they're switching over to YouTube Music. So what you guys could do, if you're listening to us on the Google Podcast platform, just hop over to YouTube Music, the app that they've forced down our throats for the past 2 years. Hop over to YouTube Music and just continue from there. It's just going to all continue from, they're just killing the Google Podcast because they want to make an all-in-one type thing where they have YouTube, which is very backwards because everyone moved away from that. Anyway, shout out to you. Let's not make this intro too long. Shout out to our social media. Shout out to our social media. Shout out to everyone who's following us. You can find us on social media. We are on Instagram. We are on Threads. We are on X/Twitter. And it's just those three. It might be on Facebook soon.
Threads.
And I said Threads. And that's the 30% pod.
LinkedIn.
Oh, and LinkedIn. Sorry, yeah. LinkedIn is very important for linking and building, as Afam says. So that's the 30% pod. And if you listen to us on DSPs, YouTube included, it is the 30% podcast. Yes. Thank you. Share this with whoever you think is going to enjoy the content, not just content, but then the conversations we're having. People who are interested in Kenyan music and interested in more than just the surface of Kenyan music. Like we try to get deep. We try to overbrain this. We're trying to overbrain the Kenyan industry. That's what we're doing now. Yep. That's the intro. Afam, are you there?
I'm still here, man.
How's things going over there, man? Yes, don't be too distracted.
Things are going
we have a
fine.
podcast to do. Yeah.
Pardon?
No. I said don't be too distracted. We have a podcast to do. I know your DMs are blowing up because you're just that guy. What's up?
What? Where did that even come from?
I don't know. I'm trying to throw you under the bus for no reason. Let's go. What's going on?
Yeah,
man?
I don't know why Sam is trying to throw me under the bus, but I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking. My week has been good. Comprised of making a lot of music, mixing, and also releasing music. So, as you guys know, I'm out here with Foster Nix, and we released. We had a drop that came out last Friday.
Yep.
It's called Contrast, and it has 2 songs. One being called Glare, and the second one being called Blinds. We're really, really happy with both of these songs.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to check out some stuff that I worked on with my boy Foster, please just check out the
Please.
streaming platforms.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, that's been the highlight of my week, kind of just building up to the release. How about yours, bro? What you
That's
been
dope.
up to?
That's dope. Before I get into that, you can also follow us us individually on social media. I know we don't do that, but we should, I guess. Yes. Follow Afamefuna at
Oh, really?
_Afamefuna on social media, and mine is Are is late to the party. ARE is late to the party. If you guys so wish. Yeah.
Nice. I
Self-promo.
like us plugging ourselves.
You have to plug yourself, fam. This is our
cool.
platform. I'm plugging my
I
own.
like
I'm
this.
going to plug myself. Dang, what have I
Nice.
been up to this week? Ooh, this week I have been on a top secret mission. I've been working on a couple of remixes. Can't really say exactly who they are for or why they are for, but that's what I've been doing this week. I really enjoy remixing, man. So that's great. I hope that music comes out because it's good. I was doing something different on there. So that was that. I hung out with, first off, just shout out to Abigail Diana and the Ongeza Volume Podcast, which I'm pretty sure if you're in tune with the media space, you should have heard of it. She's doing really good work over there. Her podcast really, it's the music industry, but it focuses on like the live side of it, like live events and stuff like that. She goes for live events. She's an MC, so that's her thing. So anyway, I'm saying that to say, this week we were chilling. We hung out a little bit. I don't know. I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get. Yeah. I'm trying to get. What am I trying to say? Because I don't say the wrong thing. I'm trying to get. I'm trying to network. Trying to understand more people in the Kenyan space, Kenyan music industry, and what they're doing. And she's definitely one that's like, she has some knowledge. She has some. She's in tune with it also. So I was like, yo, let's chill, let's link. And then so we did. That was super cool. We kicked it. We went over to Costa Ojwang. That's his name, right? Costa? No.
Yes, Costa.
No, it's that.
You're the one who went there.
No, did I get
what do you mean? What is that his name?
Did I get the last name right? Because I don't want to mess that up.
Yes, it's Ojwang. It's Ojwang. You're right.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thank the Lord. Anyway, went over to Costa Ojwang's studio. If you don't know, Costa Ojwang is first of all, he's an incredible musician, but he's also an incredible artist. Like, I walked into his studio and I was like, and I'm not trying to overplay. Like, I was just standing there. They were there talking and making jokes and stuff. I was just standing and looking at art because, bro, it made me relieve. Like, it made me want to get back into art again. Like, it's so good.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So we went,
bro. Like, wait, no. Just to add on to that, like, I was telling you before the podcast. And yes, guys, we do have conversations
pre-production.
Of the podcast.
We're trying to create a good show here.
No, we also just talk as friends.
Oh, that's what you
anyway.
What you meant. Yes, we're friends. We talk.
I remember a few months ago, I was at Village Market, and you know how they have a lot of like art exhibitions and stuff. Like, so I walk into one of them, and I look at the pictures and the paintings and everything, and I see the name, and I ask one of the, there's usually the attendants, and some of them usually end up just also being artists as well. But like, one of the attendants was like, yeah, this is by Costa Ojwang, and then you could see his name there. And then I was like, wait, I am so confused. I was so confused in my head because I was like, I've always, well, he is an artist, but like, I've always associated his name with music.
Yeah.
And so when I saw like his paintings, I was like, wait, this guy also paints. I'm like, holy
the paintings
hell,
are
man.
legit. Paintings are legitimate.
They are
very, very proper.
Good.
So yeah.
Sorry for interrupting.
No, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's definitely cool because I'm for all art. I love art in all forms. Dancing, visual arts. I like music, and I'm here for it. So put him on, light him up, put him on. Go check out his art. Anyway, so yeah, we went over to his spot. It was really cool. He ordered us some fries and nyama, the Kenyan. It's not the Kenyan food.
Kenyan staple.
Yeah, I don't think that's the Kenyan staple.
Well, was there kachumbari?
Sadly, there wasn't.
Oh,
but yo,
man.
we chilled. It was great.
Down,
it was cool. I think he has a show coming up, so that's why we went over to his place, because Abigael Diana was doing promo with him, so he had a show over there. No, sorry, they were doing the promo over there for the show that's coming up. And that's going to be in Alchemist on Thursday. Tickets are on sale right now. I think I'm doing promo for someone else and they didn't even pay me. Hey, but I rock with him, man. I rock with these people, and just go for the show, man. Go for we're not being paid for this. But anyway, yeah. So that was really cool. Oh, he played some unreleased music,
and you can get one free if you use the code
use the promo
Are.
code.
That's Sam Are.
It's the podcast. Use the code 30.
Use the code 30%.
Yo, we need to stop. This stuff is a pandemic. This stuff. It's a pandemic. Yo, this sponsorships.
Okay, I'm done.
The sponsorships. But anyway, yeah, he played some unreleased music, and my goodness, like there's some fam. You can't, and we'll talk about music later on today. But there's no one who can, because one of the critiques I've heard a lot this week is not this week. I've heard a lot from people is, Kenyans aren't making good music. Like Kenyans aren't making, like it's over for that. Like it's completely done for that. Like there's some good music coming out of. Anyway, he played us unreleased music, some unreleased stuff, and like I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah, so that was that. It's just been that really, working on remixes, and of course Aaron's being a human being. But yeah, that was the week. Shout out to them. I had a conversation with him on. And hopefully maybe we'll be able to get him on the podcast. I had a conversation with him about, because he sings in his mother tongue mostly, right? So I had that conversation with him on artists and being authentically them, but still playing the game of trying to appeal to a larger audience. And he had some really good insight. And it just while having that talk, we were talking like we're walking like in the night. I think we're walking to get like what do you call it? To get transportation to where people were going. So we're walking and we're talking in the streets, and I just realized, bro, like I have so much. I don't know if this is weird to talk about myself, but then I have so much passion for this thing. Like we were talking and I was getting hyped. I almost felt like I wanted to jump out of my body and scream the things we were saying like loudly on the street. It was so just talking about music and what people are doing and the different ways that they're getting it right and wrong, and even just like I find myself saying, and that's the reason we started the podcast. That's the reason we started the podcast. Like so almost like it's a startup, like when when you have like a tech, when a tech bro starts something cool. So anyway, I don't want to keep ranting, but then it was just, and again, that's the reason like we do is to have those conversations that people are not talking about. Not many people talk about the deeper things. We don't talk about the industry in itself. We just talk about the products that the industry gives us. We talk about the art. And there's so many conversations to be had. Anyway, I get passionate about this stuff. So, but yeah, that was that. It was really cool. Shout out to Ojwang. Shout out to Abigail Diana. Her friend showed up. Shout out to her too, who she was taking the videos and stuff like that. It's really, really dope. I really wanted to attend the show, but unfortunately I can't. I was called to a screening for a film at Unseen. I'm enjoying more of this. Like also looking to get into the film industry, so I really like watching like films being done by Kenyans. So anyway, yeah, hopefully. But if you're able to go, again, promo code
30%.
Promo code for 30% off.
Percentage symbol.
Oh, that's hilarious. Anyway, yeah. So that's that. That was my week, man. It was cool. It was chill.
Fire. That sounds fire.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, on the topic of you guys, speaking about the music industry, related things that we are passionate about. Sam, how do you feel about rebranding?
It's part of the gig. At some point, it is part of the game. At some point, artists are going to rebrand, right? At some point. We're either going to rebrand in terms of music, or in terms of your presentation, or in terms of there's going to be a rebrand, right? That's possible. Yeah. So how do I feel about it?
The likes of
it's inevitable.
Well, it is inevitable. You're right.
Yeah.
We've seen the likes of Prince, or the artist formerly known as Prince, rebrand multiple times. And then we've seen the likes of Kanye West. He's called himself Ye, Yeezy, Yeezus, Kanye.
Ye. Okay, you said that. Ye is probably my favorite.
Recently, he proclaimed himself as a god. I don't want to get too much into it.
I don't want to get into it, but he needs to relax.
he needs to chill.
He needs to
chill, man.
Kanye is my guy, but he needs to chill out.
So we've seen very many cases of like rebrands in the music industry, and those are name changes. There's also just rebrands in terms of, like you said, how do you present yourself? We saw one, although I know these are very Western examples, but we've seen like with Miley Cyrus, like coming from being a Disney star to kind of morphing into like the more adult version of her. And then she had that whole period where she was trying to make content for the African American audience.
Yep.
And then she rebranded back into like embracing her white Southern roots, which is working for her because she won a Grammy. So in some cases,
she got a Grammy.
Rebrands. Yeah, she did win a Grammy. So like,
there's a difference between winning a Grammy and getting a
last
Grammy.
Year. Oh, wait, what? What's the difference? Oh, you mean like industry games?
Yeah. It's a difference.
Oh, okay. That's a bold claim. If Miley Cyrus listens to this podcast, Sam, I hope you can back that up. Anyway, no, I'm playing. I can't. So we've seen instances of rebrands, and there's one happening at this very moment, and we have an example, and I think we can use this as a case study.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually interested to see how this rebrand plays out, and I'm talking about Ethan Muziki. Well, formerly known as Ethan Muziki, because he has rebranded himself to Kethan or Kethan. The artist formerly known as Ethan. He's rebranded himself to Kethan, and shout out to him because he's been on this podcast and showed love. By the way, if you guys want to check that out, it is on our streaming platforms. We released an interview with him and Kinoti.
Yeah.
So anyway, as I was saying, he releases a statement, which I have right in front of me, and he says, "Hello, Ethanals." Which,
so do the Ethanals turn to the Kethanals now? Is that?
There are many questions. We will try and answer them after this.
Yeah.
So it says, "Hello, Ethanals. I wanted to take a moment to share something special with you. Over the past few months, I've been reflecting deeply on my journey as a musician and the identity I want to embody through my art. If you've been following me for a while, you know I am never shy to take huge leaps in my career, leaps that might be difficult to comprehend in the beginning, but that eventually prove to take us forward." But this is true because like even his transition from being in a boy band to going solo, like that ended up working for him, right?
Yeah.
So today I am excited to announce that I will be transitioning to a new artist named Kethan. I've always cherished being known as Ethan, but I've come to realize that having a name that's uniquely mine will be beneficial in my steps towards greater heights, continentally and globally. At the same time, Kethan represents a deeper part of who I am as an artist, someone who is constantly evolving, experimenting, and striving to create music that resonates with authenticity and emotion. You can check out the rest of this statement or press release on his social media platforms, which I guess following the rebrand will be Kethan on all social media platforms. Now, Sam, I want to ask your opinion.
So,
how do you feel about the whole rebrand process? Because it's one of those things which I feel you can only know if it's successful
if it becomes successful.
Time. Yeah, exactly. It's one of those time will tell type of things.
Yeah.
Because I've seen rebrands either work or not work. You know what I mean? The beauty about rebrands is you can always go back. But I'm not talking about this situation. It's like you can always rebrand yourself. Like there's no time you can say, okay, that's enough rebranding. You really can. The only thing is I feel like your fan base also wants a sense of stability. Like you don't want to keep on like changing things too often. So what do you think? What do you think about this rebrand that we're experiencing firsthand with Ethan Muziki?
Well, I mean, he has his reasons for it, I guess, right? He has his reasons for it. It's interesting. The rebrand is always like you said it. It's a hit and a miss sometimes. One of my I guess let me mention one of my least favorite rebrands. You know the artist Buju from Nigeria. Have you heard of him?
I believe I've heard of that. I'm not too familiar.
So he's called Buju, and he popped up not like in the maybe recent 3-4 years, and he rebranded from Buju, which is a cool name, and it fit him. I think he rebranded to BXNX or B.
Oh, that's him. No, I know that. I know him.
What did he?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
BNXN for that stands for Benson. I guess it's supposed to say Benson, but it's a cool way. So
I see.
Yeah. That one was
Sam takes in a deep sigh.
Yeah, sorry. It was Buju, I think, and he did it for the same reason, almost like for the same reasons that Ethan is rebranding. Like he wants it to be like he wants a name that's his, you know, because if you search Buju, you probably get a lot of. In fact, I know a Buju already, right? So it's like branding. So, but it will catch on. But fans, it's a hit and a miss. Sometimes fans hold on to the old you because that's what they're familiar with.
Yeah.
And okay, now if you're getting technical about it, you stand the chance of losing a fan base because as trivial as it sounds, some people can get attached to just a name. Right, as if Drake decides to rebrand like to Aubrey,
but me personally, I'd still. But I want to offer some pushback though, because even if he rebrands to Aubrey, me as a Drake fan, I'll be like, why did he do that? But I'll still listen to the music.
Drake's team is not. Again, because we have to bring up Drake in everything. Drake's team is not focusing on the. Well, maybe they are, but they're not only focusing on the core fans because those guys are going to purchase whatever. Right? They're focusing on the guys on the fence, and those guys. That's what I'm talking about. The guys on the fence. They are the reasons for them jumping off the fence could be very fickle. Oh, he rebranded. Oh, something as simple as he. Oh, what now? He cut his hair and now he's bald. Like, I'm not rocking with this Drake. Still same music, same everything, but it's a different Drake. So it could be a hit and miss where your fans could be like, I don't, you know. Like, for example, if they're with Kethan now, bringing it back to him. I've caught on actually with Kethan. Bringing it back to him, his fans are called the Eternals, right? That's his thing. If he changes his fan name from the Eternals to the Kethanals or the Kethanals, I don't know how to pronounce that. I can see some fans being like, man, we built this community off a name and then now we're just completely switching it. So it's a hit and a miss, but sometimes it could work and it only works with time. Like time is I think is the only thing. Or if he's really brilliant with it and push, because you can do like with Benson now, formerly known as Buju. For a long time on all of his collaborations, he went by formerly known as Buju. Benson, formerly known as Buju. And then his first album under his real name was Sincerely Benson, right? So to kind of like drive it in people's heads. If the artist formerly known as Ethan does that, then maybe it could start sticking, But again, it's a hit and a miss. I don't know. I feel like I'm saying the same thing.
Because I'm even reading some of the comments on his Instagram, and one of them by Ane _
Why are you lighting
Marietta?
Why are you lighting her up like that?
No. It's not bad. She says, Bora the fandom name doesn't change.
Yeah. So.
Forever Eternals. So it does matter to fan bases that like we want to keep our identity.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
So bro, like I agree with you, Sam. I think it's a very, you have to like handle, this is the thing. when you're an artist, you have to handle your fan base like they're children, kinda. I don't know if that's
wait, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? Because that could be offensive. What do you mean?
Okay, no, in the sense that like you don't want to do anything that's going to like really antagonize them. You
have to play,
in a way because,
play to them. Just panda. You have to panda.
Exactly, because panda a little bit, but also, like your fan base is what even allows you to have a career in the industry, so definitely making a decision to like change your name is something that needs to be thoroughly well considered. So I was even looking up like some just some pointers that you can use.
Oh, here we go.
For rebranding. Educational success.
We need a jingle for the educational.
Let's make this. Afam and Sam are being educational. Anyway, that was horrible, Sam. Please never let me do anything like that.
That was the worst. It's going to suck for you too when you play this back. That was bad, bro. That was terrible.
Oh my god.
You can't even repeat it, I'm sure.
Okay.
Anyway, continue. Moving.
Sam and Afam are being educational.
Anyway, it was worse the second time. You don't ever do that again, man. Continue.
Wait,
please.
No. Wait,
No.
I'm just saying. Should the podcast title be Sam and Afam are being educational?
I wish the podcast title could just be that jingle. Like, I wish anyone, instead of them reading the title, they just listen to it. That's
no,
so
I'm going to
bad.
produce that. No, I'm going to take this and make it the right notes and find the Anyway,
stop doing it. Continue, please.
It's now our jingle for being educational. Sam, you can't
jingle.
stop the reggae. Okay, so
that's not
basically,
reggae,
these are the strategies. So one, you have to have clear objectives, which I hope Kethan and his team do, right? They have to have like clear goals that they're trying to achieve by this rebranding strategy, which I assume the goal is to stand out because he wants to have a name that you can't find anywhere. If you type in Kethan, he's the only name that's going to come up. Second one, he has to do his market research, which I would assume that they've done. Third one, brand identity. What's that brand identity with Kethan? I would assume it's just like having something of his own. I think he wants to just create a whole niche for himself. But then again, I think the brand identity is also just gonna remain the same. I don't think I anticipate him being a different person than Ethan Muziki. So yeah, messaging. I also think the messaging is going to be the same. I think he's gonna be a similar type of individual. I don't expect him to change that much. Consistency, internal alignment. Let me read this. Get buy-in and support from internal stakeholders, ensuring everyone is aligned with the new direction. I hope he's done that. Because I know he might have like some brand.
Why are we grading him?
No, I'm not. It's not grading. I'm just reading like, I did. Okay, if I came off as being like, if I'm grading, I like didn't mean that. Like, I'm genuinely just reading some things. A rollout plan, which he's effectively put in place. Customer engagement. Ooh, well, maybe that's something that to think about because it says, involve your audience in rebranding through surveys, feedback, and interactive campaigns. So I don't know if he did this like privately, but that's an interesting angle to involve the audience so that they feel like they have some onus in what you're rebranding to, which is actually psychologically very smart. Because then like they'll feel like, oh wow. But then also maybe the drawback to that is it might be divisive because a certain section of your fan base, like assume 55% of your fan base feel like, we were involved and we're happy, and 45% think the opposite. Now you have a split fan base. So maybe that's, I don't know. It's something to think about. And the last one is building public relations and monitoring and evaluation, which I guess we'll only get to see once the rebrand has lasted for a few years. Anyway, all I'm gonna say is shout out to Ethan. I think Kethan. Oh my God, sorry. Shout out to Kethan. I wish the best for him.
Boy.
I think it's a bold decision.
It's
a very bold decision. But one thing I can say about Kethan is I feel like he makes bold decisions.
I feel like you're saying it over and over again to get it in your head because you keep saying it.
yeah, you have to. But like, because I feel so tempted to say Ethan Muziki, but I'm saying I think he that's his brand also, making bold decisions. Like even in the show that they had with Kinoti, and you see their set lists and you see how like not like even his whole section of the show, he had like a play type of thing.
Yeah.
Like he likes to do this bold type of thing. So this is on brand with Kethan, interestingly enough, or pun intended. So yeah, I just thought it was an interesting topic.
Yeah, I mean
to talk about.
Even like with rebrands get funny because now there's also like technicals involved. Like now you have to go back to your previous releases and liaise. Sometimes you might even need to get into contracts and change them. So that's
oh my God,
that's something that
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so you have to get all so that you don't have, because now the problem is if you're not completely on the same page with your rebrand, then you now just have a bunch of different and that's confusing for your fan base too, because then like what are we doing? Where are we going? So that's really important to know when you're rebranding is it has to be seamless and it has to be well thought of. But it's cool though. Hope it works out for him.
On that note, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this section of our podcast called
Don't do it. Oh gosh.
Sam and Afam get education. Oh, alright.
Okay. Anyway.
What else was happening?
Let's talk about
this week.
Let's talk about the lady, the lady who's ruling the industry right now. It's not Kenyan news, but
oh, you mean remember when Sam you asked me like what did you ask me? There was one podcast you asked me like who's the biggest artist in this world or something, and I said Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
what did you say?
Yeah. It's probably hate. I'm pretty sure it was hate. Because why would you say that?
What are you saying now?
My goodness.
Okay. So Sam, like I know this isn't Kenyan related news, but it's music industry related news that you can't really ignore if you're in the music industry. She sold 2.6 million copies first week. Sam, that is absurd. To sell 600,000 first week would put you as one of the top tier artists. Like I'm talking, you would be at the level of SZA, you would be at the level of Drake, you would be at the level of Kendrick.
Let's even bring it low. You're talking about 600,000. If you sell 200K, you're doing great as an artist.
200K would put you at the level of like a Lil Uzi or like a even Tyler the Creator.
Those are the
man.
top
Like you'd be on that level,
of artists.
Man.
Yeah.
She trumped that by
quick maths.
2 million extra copies. Bro, do you know how insane this is, Sam?
2.6 million is a lot. 2.6 million is a lot. I have questions on that 2.6 million, but 2.6 million is a lot, right? We've seen...
And she's achieved 1 billion streams in her first week. On Spotify. Only on Spotify.
That's a profitable business. That business is profiting someone. Dang. Oh, the guys who signed her and let. Is this new album under the previous people, or she left Scooter?
No.
She was under Scooter Braun. Has she left?
She left that ages ago. I think this is under. She now owns her masters. I think she works with UMG and UMG Publishing or one of the both of those.
But
she's under UMG still.
2.6 million copies is. Let's talk about the mechanics of it, because it's not just selling 2.6 million. There's a lot of. Listen, it's a good thing. We stand it. That's a great number. But then there's a lot of games being played. I'm not going to dance around that. There's a lot of games being played. And I think Taylor Swift's team has been really brilliant. Now, I just want to note, there's a reason why Taylor Swift, before this, she has been everywhere. the reason why Taylor Swift was one of the most talked about people in the Super Bowl, like the American Super Bowl, and she was there. There's a reason why, even the whole thing with Travis Kelce and her relationship,
there's a reason why the NFL used to pan to her like every single time she was at a game.
Yep. That's the numbers. That's marketing now. It's all working for that. The 2.6 has paid off for that. But yeah, Taylor Swift, it's reported. Okay, this is allegedly. It's reported that they're playing the games, right? So one thing I've heard that they do is she releases multiple versions. You know how artists would do like a deluxe and then they'll add like 2 or 3 songs?
Yes.
Yeah. So she would do that and put like brand new songs on like 5 or 6 different projects. But they count, I don't know how they're counting it, but the streams are almost being counted again. Sort of. There's weird games that they're playing in there. And of course, these are all just rumors from like people in the industry and haters also, because they're there. And then there's also like bundles that you're selling and ticket sales that counts towards album sales and all that business. There's just a lot of games being played. So the 2.6 might not necessarily be she sold like a pure 2.6 million copies. It's a lot of. We saw it with French Montana. When he gave us how many, like 113 new songs, but there's probably just 13 songs.
But the thing about
out of that.
But Sam, I think the thing about these games, these industry games that people play, I think they only work when you're at a certain tier. Because like,
exactly,
if you're a small artist,
you can't do that,
release 31 songs in an EP or an album. Sorry, in an album.
Yeah,
no one is listening to that. I'm so sorry. Like, you play the games all you want, but it's like you have to reach a certain scale for these games to even be games.
For you to be able to play it, for the label to agree, okay, this is what we're going to do. Yeah, you have to be profitable enough for them, because they're not just going to do it anyhow.
Bro, I'm just looking at like, so I'm guessing that so I can see 2 versions. So there's the Tortured Poets Department, and then there's the anthology. Is the anthology like the deluxe?
No, see, I'm not that big of a Taylor Swift.
I think it's the deluxe. I think it's the deluxe because it's like has way more songs. Because the first one has 16 songs, the second one has 31 songs. So I would assume that's like a deluxe type of deal or situation over there. Anyway, shout out to Big Taylor. Like, even Drake in his diss tracks to Kendrick, bro.
Big Taylor.
Sam, sorry. I'm so sorry, but
yeah, go ahead.
Taylor Swift is the biggest artist in the world right now. It's just not. It's not even a debate.
Just sorry. On.
Am I happy about it? Not great, but like,
I mean, it is what it is, and she's done enough to get there. Like, even redoing her albums and stuff. Like, no, she's fam.
But I actually, you know what? I respect that. I respect that deeply.
You have to respect it. Just on the games that people are playing. So I found something during the week, right, by the girl JT. Do you know JT? She was in formerly City Girls. I think they
City Girls.
Yeah. So there was this thing where she released a statement on how to support my latest single. Okay, right. Spotify streaming rules. Turn off, and this is the games that artists are playing. By the way, it's ridiculous. Turn off. I think Justin.
Wait, that. Go ahead.
No, I think Justin Bieber a while back was blasted for doing this because he wanted to maximize his. I think it was around like 2013, 2014. I don't remember the exact date, but then he was trying to maximize his plays for the week. So there were streaming games that he was asking people to do. This is what it is. Rule number 1. I won't read all of them, but rule number 1: turn off shuffle and loop before playing the song. Okay. Stream it on a playlist with 2 to 3 filler songs in between the song you're trying to get your streams on. Okay. Do not loop the song and put it on repeat. Spotify is going to flag that. Right. The volume can be low, but don't mute it. Don't use a VPN to stream the song. What else? Use a different account per. Oh, wait, this is crazy because she's essentially telling people how to run a streaming farm. But this is what the artists are doing.
It sounds like joining a cult.
It sounds like that. This is what artists like, and there's a lot more. Sorry. Yes, and there's a lot more rules, like different things to do, and different platforms have their different. Like there's people who have actually studied the mechanics of ensuring that you get your full streaming returns from people getting, and numbers also. So yeah, this game's been played, bro. So while we love that you got 2.6 million, I know that 2.6 million was gotten by label supported shenanigans. Yeah, man. Shout out to Taylor.
Shout out to Big Taylor. Yo. Speaking of tailor-made freestyles and stuff, Drake had to take down his AI version of the diss tracks, but we saw that coming. Because bro,
I'm sure it was part of the plan. Because an artist as big as him won't have that.
Never part of the.
An artist as big as him won't have that. Those what do you call those bases covered? Sort of like he won't get into legal trouble just for legal trouble, right?
Lucian will make sure that everything is
his dad. According to Kanye, his papa, his rich baby daddy. Lucian is Drake's rich baby daddy.
His rich baby daddy. That's hilarious. It's interesting. I don't know. We'll see how that whole thing plays out. I mean, we're in the age of AI now, so it's an interesting.
I'm sure they're getting on those laws now.
I'm sure this thing is being taught in music business schools around the world.
To see how it plays out. Let's get into music. There's not much else. Let's get into music.
Yeah, let's get into some music, bro. What were you listening to?
A lot of music was released this week. A lot. A whole bunch. And I liked... like I said earlier, no one should say that Kenyans aren't making good music. Like, don't ever say that again. Like, if you say Kenyans aren't making good music, you're not looking for it, because there is some fire stuff. Where do we start? Let me see. We reviewed Petrooz's album. Petrooz is a producer and an artist. We reviewed he released an album, I think it has to be last year, obviously. That was called Love Under Construction. So he released Love Under Construction 2 recently. I really enjoyed. This project was interesting to me. Like it's a cool project. It's a love themed project. It has 16 songs, and it's an influence of. So there's a lot of like acoustic guitars on there, and then there's a constant theme of trumpet. I think sorry, not a trumpet. My goodness, it's a saxophone, but it's a very jazzy saxophone, very jazzy. So it's interesting that he merged those two in between there. There's like the Kenyan, bop. There's that. It's very cool, but it's very acoustic. I really enjoyed it. I'm rambling. Some songs that I really definitely loved on the project was Pinguza Maisha. That was fire. I liked Nataka Nikupende with Garvin Mungai and Eliwi. That was fire. The joint with A Rush, that was fire. Appendicite, that was really cool also. And Sipati Usingizi, that one was really interesting. I enjoyed that. But yeah, it's a very cool project. Shout out to him. The production was very, very interesting, very different in terms of like just the merging of acoustic guitars and like that it's a weird jazzy Afrobeat, Afropop sound. I really encourage you if go play that, man. It's a cool love. Send it to your significant other. How about that? Send some Petrooz, Love Under Construction to that person you're trying to woo. Afam, send it to the person you're trying to woo.
I will. Okay, so just to pick up from what Sam was saying. Also before I forget, by the way, off of Petrooz's album, I think my favorite song was Koroboy. So hey, shout out to them. Yeah, so I think the album that the EP I listened to in depth was Closer. And this is a Spotify led project. I believe they did it as the Spotify camp or writing camp. This was during the whole Colors Studios period that we had last year. And the project features NNAVI, Karun, Msaki, and Hendrick Sam. me and Sam being producers have to give a big shout out to Hendrick Sam because like bro is out here actually killing it. Um I I think I would assume he did the production for this project and
Safe to say.
yeah man, bro, I want to step out on a ledge and say I think this is some of the most impressive stuff I have heard Hendrik Sam work on. Like, it's honestly really, really good music.
It's good music.
It sounds
good.
Really, really good. It just like makes you wanna. It's so like you wanna play this on a Sunday, like when you're vibing in the house, you're chilling.
Especially that third one. There's three songs on the project. Let Me, Feel, and Raise Your Glass.
That's my fave.
Yeah.
Like that's my fave. It gives you like such like Kechanada vibes with the kick and the swing on the drums.
It's the swing that's
it's the swing. It does. And then I love the chanty like vocals that keep on repeating. And then it's like they used that as an instrument in itself, like that chanty vocals, and then now you have like the actual vocals in cutting through. Bro, honestly, fantastically put together. And even if it's three different artists, I feel like all of them had like their space. They had their niche within the project. And I think it's just a very colorful and clean. And bro, shout out to the people at Spotify, because like this like what Sam said at the beginning of the music segment, if you want to say that there's not good music coming out of Kenya, I don't know what you guys are smoking on. Yeah, that's like, bro.
Smoking on a light pack.
Yeah, I also love the instrumentation, or like from the production standpoint.
Yeah,
I feel like he didn't do like he was an extra with like the drums and everything. Like,
no,
that's good space.
That's actually a good observation. That's one thing I noticed. It wasn't too much. Now Hendrix,
no, it wasn't.
The production is also very musical, especially on that second song. Like the chords bro was playing, like there was sevenths and augmenteds and all that.
It was
crazy
very
stuff.
like jazzy-ish, jazzy,
very musical. It's very musical, but still very simple and very clean. It's really good because then it gives the space to the artists to come through. Some producers these days just be doing a lot, man. Like they just, especially in the age of samples.
I think we'll
be doing a lot.
The age of samples, man. I think his sound selection is also very top tier.
On this project, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like he did really, really good sound selection for the drums and everything. So shout out to them, man. Closer. Like, and also, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know too much about NNAVI and Msaki, so this puts me on to new artists to like check out. So
what a good
shout
song
out
does.
to them.
Look what a good song, good project does.
An amazing project out.
Yeah.
In terms of other music I listened to, Sam, I'll just briefly mention a few songs that caught my fancy. I listened to Hands by Julie Brenda, Kobe Worldwide, and Roguro. So shout out to them. Shout out to my boy Kirby. He released a song with Rachel Kendi. The song is called What You Want. If we're talking about production, what a song. Like the beat, like you have to understand, I listen to these things as a producer as well, and like the beat to that was fantastic. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was good.
But yeah, shout out to them. I don't know too much about Rachel Kendi. So this might be my first like proper introduction.
I think
to her music.
She's a newer artist. She's had one release. She released a song earlier this year called Still in Love. So I think she's a newer artist with the Calm Down Sessions. But yeah.
Shout out to them. There was the She Violate remix by G-Wiz and Waire. Waire is a legend in the game. Then we had
it's fire.
Huh?
I'm saying still putting out music. These legends are
that's
they're still applying pressure. Look at them.
Still working, man. Still have to have your foot on their necks.
Yep.
There was Darling by Njiru and Chevy. I think Chevy and Njiru make a great team. I like to see what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then I think there was the stuff with Caleb Awiti. Now, maybe you can talk more about this. I only listened to 2 songs. I haven't listened to the whole project.
Yeah.
Shout out to Zoe, because Zoe was on one of the songs called Falling Together. You all know I'm a big Zoe stan. Zoe Kengocha is literally one of the most talented Kenyan artists in the moment, in my humble opinion. But anyway, I think I liked what they were doing.
Yeah.
So shout out to
There
them.
are 2 songs actually on the project. They're Falling Together and Test Me.
I haven't listened to the other one.
Yeah.
So
you get the project. So, but yeah, it's a 13-song project. It was interesting. I mean, he's been dropping a couple of singles, so it's good to see that project come together. What else was there, man? What else? I'm not doing that. There's a lot of music. There was a lot of music being released. Just to highlight a couple more. Someone who I really enjoy in terms of her music is Zaituni Wambui, and she released a song with White Daka, who I think is a producer, and Kimba Sax, and I really enjoyed that song. It was pretty cool. Mutoria and Scam Cardinali. Mutoria has really been running it. He's been running around doing a lot. There is a song called High Kwanzaa Like This. I really enjoy Scam Cardinali. I don't know. I just really enjoy his music now. It's his rapping is, there's like elements of comic, the comic elements in that, and then there's still that, that street, and then he sounds like he's also trying to evolve his sound to appeal to more, but at least that's what it sounds like to me. I could be wrong, but
I see.
Yeah, it's really cool. I enjoyed that. Matata, I don't know if you mentioned, Matata and Watandawili released Inakubalika. Matata, we know their sound. Like, their sound is the sound. So they did that. That was cool. Did you mention Mrumbi? He stays releasing music. This guy has a lot of music. He has a lot.
He releases like every week.
He has, in his projects too, because he released a 4-song project called Echoes of Farewell, sorry. So that was cool. Man, there's a lot, bro. Go look for music. It's all out there, and there's really, really good music out there. But anyway, we could go on forever, obviously. But I'd like to. For me, the song that I really enjoyed the most is a song by we've talked about him before. He's called Papa. It's an artist called Papa. He's a Kenyan, British Kenyan, however way you want to go about it, artist, and he's been releasing like really cool. He does very cool, conscious music that I really like. Afam was saying,
am I wrong?
Yeah.
Am I wrong in drawing the parallel between him and Flyer? I feel like he's like he's like an older version of Flyer.
And his name is Papa, so
there we go, man. Pun intended.
Yeah.
Flyer.
Speaking of Flyer, I saw earlier during the week. Was it earlier during the week or recently? Oh, recently I saw Blinky Bill was covering his Uchumi Nimbaya joint, which is like a big look. So shout out to him. We love to see it. We love to see it. So yeah, Conversation by Papa. This is like music I enjoy. Like, I've played it a lot of times already. This is like my kind of joints, man. It's very chill, very, and very conscious. It makes you think. It has a lot of meaning. Not to say that songs don't have meaning, but pop sometimes has a reputation for just being pop. But yeah, this one was more like a well-cooked meal rather than noodles, or fast food. So yeah, don't hate, man. So yeah. I'd like to play conversation. Oh gosh. Conversation by Papa.
Got held up on the way. Traffic is a mess. I'm tired and in pain. Might even be unwell. Gotta look after the kids. Work is really stressed. Got a problem really big. Today just ain't the best. I'm too tired to run. I'd better be in bed. Being social isn't fun. I'm trapped inside my head. I'm going to the spa. Like to eat instead. Solo time's begun. The beginning of the end. Stop holding on. Your ego is too strong. Let go and tell the truth, son. Stop holding on. Be honest with who you are. Do alone. Just have a conversation and end up alone. Love my little space, got it to myself, refuge from the race. It's my time to melt, hiding from the world, seeking to reflect, wisdom in a pearl, with myself connect. Must protect the flame, breathing to the calls, sticking to my lane. If you know, you know, freedom to be strange, when one feeling roams. Once you've had a taste, your heart has found a home. Stop holding on, your ego is too strong. Let go and tell the truth, son. Stop holding on, be honest with who you are. Do your own thing or you end up alone. You could climb any mountain, cross any seas. You could learn anything, start again, baby, find your feet. Take your seat on the throne amongst the legends of old. Don't do what you're told, or you'll end up alone. Just have a conversation and end up alone.
Yep, that was Conversation by Papa. That song is going to be, I will play that song to death, man. This guy, his past couple of releases have just been now I'm hooked. Now I'm hooked. It's really cool. Really, really cool music. But yeah, man, that's new music. There's a lot of music, fam. And I'm super excited to, I want to go back into the Petrooz album again and dive into it. I definitely
Petrooz.
want to Petrooz.
No, I said you want to Petrooz
yeah.
through his album.
Yeah. Petrooz through Petrooz's album. I see what you did there. This guy is clever. Where else would you get? Where else would you get? Close, brilliant, just flips of the English language apart from the 30% podcast from the goat himself, Afam. Where else would you? Nowhere else at all. Yeah. Anyway, looking forward to getting to that. Even the Closer album, I need to play that some more, man. I like that. I really enjoy what they've done over there. Yeah, bro. That's that.
Yes, sir. That was episode 74, man. I can't believe we've done 74 episodes of this.
Yeah.
Sabini Nane. Like always, guys, I want to leave you guys with I know I go on about this stuff, but it's very important to me that you guys understand that with these 3 C's, you guys can be some of the most successful people in the music industry or any industry that you're in. You have to be confident about the stuff that you're doing. So in this case, your art. How confident you are translates into how much attention people are going to give you, because this is the thing, people are kind of sheep, and if people see that you're very confident about your own work, they'll also be like, there's something there. Secondly, you always have to be consistent. If you're not consistent, people will forget about you in a flash. You have to keep on being in people's faces. I know some of us, especially in the creative industry, as producers, engineers, we like to stay behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But listen, you have to be consistent.
Can't do that no more.
You have to be in people's faces. You cannot just be like, no, I just want to, no. You have to consistently be there. And lastly, always work on your craft. Listen, you can't look past how important it is to every day do something that contributes to the overall goal, no matter how small it is. Watch a tutorial.
That's facts.
Read a book on music marketing, or I don't know.
The people
just
read
always
books these
work
days.
towards
Read a PDF.
the craft.
Yep.
Or building the craft. That's all for me, Sam.
That's all, folks.
That's all, folks. As always, thank you guys so much for listening. Tell a friend to listen to this podcast if they want to get a taste of what the Kenyan music industry is all about.
Yep.
That's what we cover. We kind of use this as a journal to know what's happening in this point of time within the Kenyan music industry.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully 3 years from now, 5 years from now, if somebody wants to know, what was happening in the Kenyan music industry in 2024 and 2023, they can look back on this podcast to kind of get like a little bit of a picture of what was happening
Just a
at
snapshot.
the time. And thank you as always for listening. Sam, thank you for being the amazing co-host that you are. And
that's so weird to say. Don't thank me.
No, but I have to. I have to, bro. I have to.
I appreciate it, man.
And we'll catch you guys on big episode 75. We out.